Welcome to the Citizen Channel, another episode of our ongoing look at the streets around Main Road. Yes, just a quick apology. Yeah, I've chipped a front tooth, so you wonder what's going on with my teeth. Please forgive me, but the show must go on, mustn't it? I can't be hanging around not doing these things for a couple of weeks because I'm waiting for a dentist to sort me out. So please forgive the appearance. But it is what it is, guys. I'm so sorry about that. But I like to say I got it knocked protecting a young lady from a thug or something like that, but no, I don't. I think a bit down on the what's it or something like that. I'm not too sure what caused it, but my apologies anyway. It just happened. I don't even remember how it happened. I just suddenly realised it was there. It was gone. Anyway, forget that, guys. Let's talk about the streets around Main Road. That's what we're here to do. Of course, as you know, if you've been following this series, if you haven't, get back and check some of the old ones. In 1977, the Manchester City Council named a number of streets in a new estate in Moss Side after famous City players. And we have looked at, so far in this series, we've looked at Fred Tilson, Billy Meredith, Tommy Johnson, Sammy Cookson, Frank Swift, Eric Brook. And today we're going to look at a gentleman, not as obviously known to me, but still another legend, and even more so a legend in Scottish football as well, but more on that later. We look at a guy called Jimmy McMULLAN. And of course, the place named after him is Jimmy McMULLAN Walk, M14 4JG. So, yeah, not many places on it, but hey, it's there. It's been named after him. He was born in Denny, Stirlingshire. Yeah, also another guy we're going to mention in a minute was born in the same place on the 26th of March, 1895. And no, I wasn't around, guys. I know what you lot are like, but there you go. He began his football career with junior side Denny Hibernian in 1911 before joining the Scottish League with 3rd Lanark the year after. Later, his advice would also lead City to sign another Scot from the same neck of the woods from Denny Hibernian, a certain guy called Matt Busby. There you go. I think we know who that is, don't we? He joined 3rd Lanark's Glasgow rivals Partick Thistle in 1913, and he stayed 8 seasons there, but missed out on participating. He's a little bit unlucky on the domestic side. We'll a bit more of that in a moment with City. We're a bit more lucky on the international side, but he missed out participating in Thistle's Scottish Cup winning side of 1921 through injury, so he never got a chance to lift that, which is unfortunate. And in the close season 1921, it became a bit of trouble, embroiled in a bit of trouble. It wasn't to do with City at that time, a little bit of a controversy, as the Newcastle wanted to buy him for £5,000, but Partick turned the offer down, and he's a little bit disgruntled, to be honest with you, about this, and he was determined to play, wanted to play as many Scots did at the time to prove the worth in English football. That's just how it was then, and it certainly was up to obviously the modern day when I started watching football. And he was obviously a bit disgruntled by this. He ended up signing for non-league Maidstone United as a player-manager. Yeah, so he obviously got down to England for, I think, 3 seasons, but he didn't actually return back to Partick Thistle in the summer of 1923, probably giving up on his hope, perhaps, of English football. But he did get it. It wasn't with Newcastle, though. He did get his desired move when Manchester City came calling and offered 4,700. So obviously it was 3 or 4 years later. So it aged a little bit. It was 30. I mean, that was still no stumbling block in those days. Age to sign a player, obviously. But Manchester City came calling. He decided he got his chance at English football. And the 5'4", yes, he wasn't very tall, but he made up for it in other ways. McMULLAN made his debut for City in a 1-1 draw with Liverpool on the 27th of February, 1926. Not the greatest season for City, this one. He was a left-sided player, and he would play the rest of that season in the number 6 shirt. So if you think about Alan Oakes, that sort of role. Despite containing, a number of international players, some England players such as Frank Roberts as well, Billy Austin, Sam Cowan, Tommy Johnson, we inexplicably finished 21st that season in the First Division when the season he joined us. So it was obviously he can't be contributed to that. He only joined very late in the season, but only Notts County were actually below City in the table. And Jimmy actually played 10 of the last 12 final league games. But don't forget also, he actually played in the FA Cup, because this season City also reached the FA Cup final. And this time, obviously, he didn't get injured in it, but unfortunately he was part of the team that was defeated by Bolton Wanderers. But Jimmy also featured in the quarter and semi-finals of that competition. And the phrase, yes, if you remember it, it's sort of noted in the Manchester City, the complete record, notes that the phrase typical City was more or less penned in this season. So there you have some significance. A City were the first ever FA Cup finalists to be relegated in the same season. They are so typical City. So that's rumoured that's when it all started. McMULLAN scored his first goal for City the following season back in the second division in a 4-3 defeat to Southampton at Maine Road. He actually scored from a penalty, yes. That's the only one I could see he scored from a penalty when I was looking through the records. And City missed out that season of an immediate bounce back to the first division because we finished third, so he missed out by one place from an immediate return back to the top division. But McMULLAN helped City the following season, 1927-28, into first place, winning the second division title, earning promotion. And of course, the team by then had been strengthened also by the acquisition of a couple of guys from Barnsley, a couple of guys called Eric Brook and Fred Tilson, who also have streets around Maine Road named after them. I've already done those, so get and have a look at those if you can. City while Jimmy was there, City would come closest to a title in the 29-30 season, where they actually finished third. And his last goal would come in a 3-2 FA Cup semi-final win. Yeah, so another final coming up over Derby County on the 18th of February 33. But again, sadly, yeah, we reached a final, but again, we lost it, didn't we? Another FA Cup final, we were beaten this time by Everton 3-0. And of course, many of his teammates in this game will be part of the City team, which actually went on to win the FA Cup the following year. But the cup final was just a month before Jimmy's final appearance for City as a player on May the 5th. He was getting on a bit, don't forget, by then, on May the 5th, 1933, a 1-0 loss to Huddersfield. But I say, so he missed out again. So a little bit unlucky on the domestic side with Partick Thistle early, and obviously with City as well. Of course, he would also wear, as well as the number 6 shirt, he would also at times wear the number 10 shirt, which was the inside left striking position, if you like. If you think of people, I mentioned Alan Oakes before for the number 6, I mentioned people like Neil Young, that sort of role, he would sort of wear that shirt as well. He would go on to manage Oldham, Villa, Notts County and Sheffield Wednesday. And his good friend Matt Busby came calling as well. So obviously, they stayed friends obviously all the years, and he would use him as a scout for United at the time as well. So his lack of good fortune at City, losing 2 cup finals and obviously unable to appear in one for Partick, did have another little side to it. As I said, I mean, this is where another legend status, not just with City fans, but elsewhere, because he was already a popular Scottish international, obviously Jimmy, and he would become a legend for all Scottish fans, because in the, obviously, 1928 British Home Championships, if you remember that, I think Scotland won a couple of these previously with Jimmy playing, but they didn't actually win this season one, but they did win the season after with Jimmy McMULLAN. But in 1928, McMULLAN captained Scotland as they defeated England 5-1 at Wembley Stadium with a hat-trick from Alex Jackson and a brace from Alex James. As a result of this resounding victory, obviously, he was etched in memory like the rest of the players, and the Scotland team were dubbed the Wembley Wizards. There you go. And he would actually win 16 caps for Scotland in total, and 8 of those were whilst he played for Manchester City. So his career for City spanned from 1926 to 1933. He made 220 league appearances with 10 goals. These are as per the Manchester City complete record. So sometimes there's always slight variations depending on where you get your information from. And he made 22 FA Cup appearances with 2 goals as well. He died at home in Sheffield on the 28th of November 1964. So there you go. Jimmy McMULLAN, a true footballing legend for City and especially Scotland, fondly remembered in Scotland. Obviously, a long time ago now, but I'm sure his memory lives on for Scotland as well. So thanks for joining for a look at this incredible, small player, but he made up for it in other ways, didn't he? So please join me again next time we look at another City legend from around the streets of Maine Road. Anyway, thanks for watching. Now we're going to do rest day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. As we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or if you get a chance, have a look at my film and TV channel as well. I'll try and inform and entertain on there. But if it's back here on the Citizen channel, lots of stuff on here. All I ever ask you to do till next time is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.